Yo, what's up guys, it's Fan here. Welcome back to another video on GTA 5 Online. And this video isn't going to be really anything special, it's just going to be more me talking about the recent nerf of Cayo Perico Heist. And also going to be giving my opinion about it and how I feel about this nerf. And the reason why I have a gameplay of me doing the Cayo Perico Heist in the background is because at the end, it's just at the end you can pretty much see how much, just to show you how much you're making an average off each Cayo Perico heist every time you do it solo, no matter if it's on easy or hard. But yeah. But anyway, I'm just going to explain what this heist behind me is and what's in it. So basically, as you guys all know, this is the nerf. This heist was played after the recent nerf. If you don't know what the recent nerf was, it's basically Rockstar has decided to, you know, reduce most of the payouts on some of the primary and secondary targets. In fact, I'm actually going to show you guys a chart that I actually found. And here's the chart right here. So as you can see, these are all the nerfs that were done. So as you can see, got most of the primary targets, as you can see, that have been nerfed, and there's all the secondary targets below. So basically, as you can see, we got Tequila, which is the worst primary target you can get. It's usually $900,000, reduced it down to $630,000, which I do really think is a lot worse than what it was before. The Ruby Necklace was $1 million, and they reduced that down 30% as well, which was $700,000 now is, which is honestly also kind of devastating. But honestly, depending on the targets you get for your secondary targets, you can still get $1 million. The same thing with Tequila on solo. And then bearer bonds, it was 1.1 million. Then the same thing happened, 30% decrease, and now it's worth 770,000. So yeah, as you can see, they did reduce the targets. I was actually more shocked when I saw the bearer bonds got nerfed that much. And also Tequila, I didn't really expect them to do a 30% decrease. I think a 25% decrease would have been much more reasonable, but honestly, it is what it is. Next up, we have the safe cash. The safe cash, I was actually shocked to see that also got nerfed. The only thing that got nerfed was the minimum amount of money you can get from it. So the old amount was 50,000 to 99,000, so basically 100,000. And the new payout is 20 to 99,000. So the minimum, so basically only the minimum amount of cash was changed. The minimum was 50,000, now it's 20,000. So there's a more chance you can get lower. And as you can see at the very percentage change, yeah, 60% decrease in minimum value. So that's, yeah. And then one more thing before we get to the secondary targets, as you can see below the safe cash, is one thing that I was definitely not expecting at all. And that is the setup fee for the Cayo Perico heist. And that is, they increased the value to set up the heist. So it was $25,000 originally. They then decided to increase it by 300%, and now you have to pay $100,000 each time you want to start a Cayo Perico heist. So that's probably the only one I'm gonna disagree with. I think even though it's not a lot of money, I'd rather pay $25,000 rather than pay quadruple the amount that you'd have to. But I guess it kind of makes sense. I mean, the heist does pay a lot of money anyway, and it is still the best money-making method out there as well. Moving on, we have... Alright, so now moving down to the secondary targets. As you can see, the secondary targets really haven't changed in value. That's because all of them except for gold had a 10% decrease in value, so that it's not really a lot. Anyway, let's see. So we have the old values for cash. So cash is the least profitable one out of all of them. And basically it was 87,500 to 92,500. And they nerfed that 10%, so it's now 78,750 to 83,250. So yeah, it's honestly not much of a decrease right there, especially if you can fit 4 of those in your bag. But then again, cash isn't the most valuable. Next up, we have artwork, which was worth 175,000 to 200,000. But again, they reduced that down to 10%, and it's now worth 157,500 to 180,000. So yeah, but honestly, once again, not really much of a decrease. It's still actually pretty decent. Weed, that was 145,000 to 150,000, and the new and now the new value of it after the nerf is now 130,500 and 135,000. Once again, not much of a decrease, so there's not really much to cry about there. I mean, still worth it. And then cocaine, which is the most profitable out of the secondary targets if you exclude gold. Cocaine was 220,000 to 225,000. So again, that's the most valuable one if you don't include gold. They nerfed that down 10% decrease, and now it's worth 198,000 to 202,500. But once again, only 10% decrease, so it's not really much of a change there. It's still pretty good. Now, I actually do want to mention two things. You may have not noticed in the primary targets bar, the pink diamond wasn't on the list. And that's because the pink diamond was the only primary target that wasn't actually nerfed. The gold panther obviously didn't get nerfed either, but that thing only comes like every random event week that they decide to bring it back. The pink diamond still remains at the same value of 1.3 million, which is pretty good. And then the secondary targets, you'll actually notice that the gold hasn't actually changed either. As you can see, where the percentage changes, you can see it says same, meaning that they also left gold. If you don't include the gold panther, because again, that only comes every random event week. The best heist you would get would probably be pink diamond and 3 gold in the compound. That's probably the best you can probably get, which is pretty good, because you'll still be able to make $2 million in a heist. However, though, if you have 3 gold, you obviously have to bring a friend with you, at least one friend, and you'll still be able to make 1 million each per player if you're doing it with 2 people. So pretty much every target has been nerfed except for the pink diamond, gold, as well as I think the gold panther didn't really get nerfed either, but we don't know about that. Now below the list, you can actually see more notes, or should I say some more nerfs. And this is actually towards this nerf is also towards the cocaine, so they actually did the cocaine dirty here. Rockstar lowered the RNG chance rate of cocaine from 40% to 30% chance in all locations. So cocaine is now a little bit harder to obtain, which I guess kind of makes sense because, I mean, I do seem to get cocaine pretty often in my heist, but I didn't really care about this because I was doing heists with friends all the time. I'm actually now starting to do the heist solo a bit more. However, this is what Rockstar. However, because of this, Rockstar decided to do something that would actually increase players to do or to play with others in the Cayo Perico, and that is RNG chance rate of cocaine will increase depending on the amount of players in your thing. And I'm saying this because in the second doc point it says Rockstar increased the RNG chance rate of cocaine in select secondary target sites that require 2 players to 60%, while lowering the chance rate of cash from 80 to 40 in the same locations. If you bring a friend with you on the scope out mission on the Cayo Perico, the chance of finding cocaine will get increased because you have a friend with you. So really, you can just bring a friend with you onto the island and still be able to get more cocaine, and just tell him that you want to do the heist solo, so your friend can just join you on the island, and then he can help you get more chance of getting cocaine. So it's pretty good. And also the fact that when it comes to finding the gold in the areas where it takes 2 players, you know how in the compound you have to get 2 key cards to open up those doors to get the gold. The fact that they actually made it so they lowered that change is actually pretty good as well. So I actually do like that change as well. But yeah, that's basically all the nerfs they did. So they nerfed a lot of things, but they kept like 3 things the same. This is actually also the 3rd nerf of the heist as well. So if you don't know what the previous nerfs was, the first nerf of the Cayo Perico heist was they added a cooldown timer of the heist. So that was the first nerf. So if you're playing solo, you have to wait at like 2.5 hours just to set up another one. But if you're playing with friends or like doing it with multiple people, like 2, 3, or 4 players, you would have to wait an extra 48 minutes to set up another heist. But it's worse with solo, meaning that you can only, if you don't, but you would get less heists done if you're doing it solo because you have to wait 2.5 hours. and then the second nerf they did was a actual, pretty much a buff to the security on the island, mainly in the compound, but also around the island. El Rubio guards and cameras, including the Juggernaut, can spot dead bodies that were recently killed. But if I'm being honest, that actually kind of didn't really nerf it. That kind of made the heist a bit more sense. Because obviously, if there's a dead body, you would have to react to it. So they kind of made it more realistic by doing that nerf. And then, of course, this is the third nerf where, of course, like I said, they nerfed the payouts. Now, if I'm going to be honest, was this nerf perfectly executed? The nerf was actually perfectly balanced, alright? It is a balanced nerf, alright? I do accept it. But here's the confusing part. This nerf was supposed to kind of like encourage people play the heist with friends. But when you actually think about it, when they've actually nerfed the payouts like that, you actually earn more money when playing the heist solo. That's if you don't do the usual 50% 50-50 method with another friend of yours when you're doing these heists. They've kind of encouraged people to play the heist solo because you still earn $1 million. Here is my gameplay here, me completed the heist, and you're about to see the payment now that I got from NERF Cayo Perico with, I think it was a stash of cocaine, weed, and half a stash of cash, with the ruby necklace with their nerf payouts, and this is the value I got with the elite challenge. So yeah, as you can see, I still got over 1 million right there. That's not bad. If I was to do that same heist with a friend, you'll be earning way less. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of my personal opinion on it, but I mean, others will have their own opinions. So just comment down below what you think on that. So honestly, what is my overall opinion on this heist? It would honestly be, it was a perfectly balanced nerf, I will say that. However, I reckon the nerf was executed at the wrong time. I reckon they should have just waited a little bit longer. And if they did that, then I'd say the nerf was perfect, alright? I think the nerf was okay. And that is also it for today's videos. If you guys did enjoy this chill and chat video with me, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. That being said, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.